Savannah Chrisley loses it, threatens Kyle and wife. Savannah Chrisley had a breakdown on social media. She then threatened Kyle Chrisley and his wife. This all happened after Kyle posted after Julie Chrisley's resentencing hearing. Fans were shocked to hear what she had to say. Kyle also responded to her threat. Keep reading to find out more about this whole situation. Savannah Chrisley fights for mom's freedom. Julie Chrisley had her resentencing hearing. However, she received the same amount of time that she was originally sentenced. Savannah was not happy with the outcome. She thinks it was an injustice. Julie's attorney also revealed that he thinks it is due to her fame. Savannah was also devastated about her mother not getting to come home. She had hoped that she would get out that day. Savannah had even planned a party for her mom when she got to come home. However, she is not coming home anytime soon. She still has to serve about 5 years. Threatens Kyle and his wife. Savannah Chrisley was not happy to see that her brother, Kyle, had posted about her mother's resentencing. Yikes, Kyle then made a reply. The two of them are not going to agree on the matter. Savannah is not close with Kyle nor her sister, Lindsay. They more than likely will never rekindle. Savannah Chrisley had always been the poised and confident one in the Chrisley family, but even she had her breaking point. For years, she'd maintained her calm exterior, despite the chaos her family always seemed to find themselves in. From her father Todd's overbearing ways to her brother Chase's immature antics, Savannah had learned to hold it together. But when it came to her older half-brother Kyle and his wife, Savannah was on the verge of snapping. The tension had been building for months. Kyle, who had a history of troubles and estrangement from the family, had recently re-entered their lives, bringing with him a whirlwind of drama. He'd sworn he was a changed man after years of struggling with addiction and legal issues. He promised he was on the right path now, a responsible husband and father. But Savannah had her doubts. And she had every right to. Kyle's return came with more than just apologies and claims of rehabilitation. His wife, Ashley, had inserted herself into the Chrisley family dynamics with all the subtlety of a wrecking ball. She made her opinions known loudly and without filter, criticizing everything from the family's close-knit ways to how Todd and Julie had raised Savannah and her siblings. Ashley, with her holier-than-thou attitude, was quick to remind everyone of her Christian values, all while throwing subtle jabs that left Savannah seething. It all came to a head one evening at the family's Nashville mansion, where they had gathered for what was supposed to be a calm dinner. Savannah sat across from Kyle and Ashley, doing her best to hold her tongue as the conversation shifted to their parents' legal battles. Kyle, as usual, stayed relatively quiet, but Ashley couldn't help herself. "I just think," Ashley began, her voice dripping with passive-aggressive superiority, "that maybe if Todd and Julie had been a little more humble, a little more honest about their finances, they wouldn't be in this mess. God doesn't look kindly on pride, you know." Savannah's jaw clenched, her fingers tightening around her glass of water. She glanced at her brother Chase, who raised his eyebrows, silently pleading with her to stay calm. But the insult was too much. It wasn't just about her parents. It was about the sanctimonious way Ashley always acted as though her family was above the Chrisleys. Savannah had dealt with judgmental people before, but Ashley's constant digs felt like a knife twisting in her back. Savannah took a deep breath, trying to steady herself, but the anger bubbling inside her was undeniable. "So Ashley," she began, her voice cool but sharp, "you think you know everything about our family. Because from where I'm sitting, you've been here 5 minutes and already have more opinions than anyone asked for." Ashley's eyes widened in surprise, but Savannah wasn't done. "You talk a lot about being Christian, about being humble, but all I've seen is you criticizing us at every turn." My parents are going through hell right now, and instead of offering support, you're sitting here passing judgment like you're holier than thou. It's disgusting." Kyle shifted uncomfortably in his chair, sensing the storm brewing. "Savannah, come on," he muttered, trying to diffuse the situation. "Let's not do this here." But Savannah wasn't about to let it go. "No, Kyle, I'm done staying quiet," she snapped, turning her glare on him. "You came back into our lives claiming you've changed, but you've brought nothing but chaos. I've tried to support you. I've tried to give you the benefit of the doubt, but every time, it's the same thing. And now you're letting her." Savannah pointed a finger at Ashley. "Come in and disrespect our family? After everything we've been through?" Ashley, her face flushed with indignation, shot back, "I'm just saying what everyone else is thinking, but is too afraid to say. Maybe if your parents had been more responsible, they wouldn't be in prison. That's not judgment, that's fact." That was the final straw. Savannah stood up so quickly that her chair scraped loudly against the floor. "You do not get to talk about my parents like that," she hissed, her voice trembling with rage. "They've made mistakes, sure, but they're paying for them. And they've done more for this family than you could ever understand." She took a step closer to Ashley, her eyes blazing. "If you think you're going to walk in here and tear this family apart, you're wrong. You don't know us. You don't know what we've been through. And if you keep running your mouth, I promise you, you'll regret it." The room fell silent, everyone too stunned to speak. Chase looked like he wanted to disappear into his seat, while Nanny Faye, usually quick with a sassy comment, just watched in shock. Even Kyle, who had always been a source of drama, seemed taken aback by Savannah's fury. But Ashley, ever defiant, stood up to face her sister-in-law. "I'm not afraid of you, Savannah," she said, her voice steady despite the tension in the air. "Maybe it's time someone in this family spoke the truth. You've all been living in this bubble for so long, you can't even see what's real anymore." Savannah laughed bitterly. "Oh, I see things just fine. I see you for exactly who you are. A snake trying to worm your way into our lives and break us apart. But here's the thing. No matter how much you poke and prod, this family is stronger than you think. We've been through worse than you, and we've come out the other side." She turned to Kyle, her voice softening but still laced with disappointment. "And you, Kyle. I thought you were finally on our side, that you were ready to be a real part of this family again. But if you're going to stand by and let her tear us down, then maybe you haven't changed as much as you say." Kyle opened his mouth to respond, but Savannah didn't give him the chance. "I've had enough of both of you," she said, her voice firm. "Until you can show some respect, you're not welcome here." With that, Savannah stormed out of the room, her heels clicking against the hardwood floor as the silence behind her deepened. She could feel the eyes of her family on her back, but she didn't care. For once, she hadn't held back, and it felt damn good.